Wendy and Bob are a team. That's the beauty of this relationship. And their interests in service, helping others, giving people access and opportunity, they align. And they're able to say, the civic experiment here just isn't working as well as it should be for our city. So what can we do?
We have lots of similarities in our childhood that were really meaningful as we were creating our own family.
We grew up in what is now Rancho Palos Verdes.
We grew up about a mile apart from each other, but never knew each other because he is so much older than I am.
3 years. 3 years. I am number 6 of 7 children. My dad was in the aerospace industry. My parents always de-emphasized kind of material things and more emphasized value things. So there was always giving back.
My mom and dad both were very extraordinary people and very much influenced who I am. We all knew that we had been raised in a really special environment, and it was incumbent on us to give back to a community.
You had this amazing mother in Esther Wachtell, who also gave back to the city of Los Angeles, and in fact was a founder of a Center for Philanthropy at the University of Southern California. And then along comes her daughter, who takes it to a whole nother step.
I left KCBS News and went to the Joseph Drown Foundation in 1987 because it really allowed me to take those same values and serve the community from a different way.
She's really exemplified how effective philanthropy is much more than just writing a check. These long-term relationships that have been really effective are not just about funder fundee. They're really about how do we work together to improve our communities and make sure that kids and families have the support that they need, that it's just ingrained in who she is and what she believes.
The foundation's work in education in particular, supporting people to give them the leg up to make their lives better, was very much a part of it. And I hear from kids, I hear from teachers, I hear from schools all the time, and it is profoundly rewarding to know that lives have changed because we could send dollars that made that kind of a difference for people.
When I was working with the Dodgers and the '84 Olympics, I saw the power of sport to change communities.
One thing that I really enjoyed growing up around my father is seeing how we can constantly kind of bring the best of Los Angeles to the forefront. And so I think that through all of these different initiatives, my dad's really pushing to bring the best of Los Angeles forward.
From a very early time in my career at the Dodgers, I saw how much they were doing with the community through their community services department and their philanthropic work. And it was pretty remarkable to see how the organization like the Dodgers was changing people's lives. And so I continued to stay involved with that.
I think Bob's legacy will live on through many of the things that he's created or touched, whether it be the Dodger Dream Foundation, which became the Dodger Foundation, or LA 84, and the Play Equity Fund, which now advocates up in Sacramento and Washington for kids' sports equity. Will people know it was Bob Graziano? Probably not, because he's just that kind of a guy.
We all know sports is the great equalizer. It brings us in some way all together. And I think Bob Graziano got that. And he really wanted to celebrate the diversity of our city and bringing in all the neighborhoods of our city to these great sporting events that we were going to be able to attract.
For me, trying to put our differences aside and bring people together and help small business and help kids through the power of sport is something that I will always be supportive of.
I think that Bob and Wendy receiving this award, I am sure they're humbled by it. He's not doing it for the accolades or a trophy or anything like that. That's just not his style.
Highlighting her and Bob and the work they do also then gets to highlight all of these great organizations, then that's really the point.
We don't do any of what we do to be in the limelight.
The rewards that we get for the work we do are real, and I feel them every day. I go to bed knowing that I did my best that day to give back, and I get tremendous pleasure from the work that we do.